What up, y'all? I haven't made a video for a while, but I'd like to thank you for stepping into the foul playland. As always, I'm your foul player. I wanted to make this video regarding the recent string of the WBC awarding um Lomachenko or Vasyl Lomachenko as the franchise champion in the 135-pound division, and Canelo Alvarez as the franchise champion for the 160-pound division, and what Wilder should do, um, based on what may be happening down the pipe, like as far as maybe the WBC awarding him with the WBC franchise champion in the heavyweight division. If you guys ain't aware, like I just said, the WBC awarded most recently Lomachenko as their franchise champion, even though he fought one fight at that division and won that belt at 135. They said that he was distinguished, quote unquote, for having won 2 Olympic gold medals and for mentioning his amateur career. But they, I'm not sure what else they mentioned. I mean, I in the interview that they, in which Ness from the Boxing Voice, and shout out to him, and please subscribe to Ness in the Boxing Voice. In the video where he kind of like pressed up Mauricio Suleiman. Mauricio Suleiman sounded indignant. He was fucking acting like he was in a higher air than Ness for questioning him on that. I mean, I know Spanish like Ness knows Spanish. I know Ness initially pressed him up in Spanish and gave him a hardline questions. The other reporters that were in there with their fucking dicks in their mouth gave him softball questions in between, like Ness asking him like hardline questions. Shit that had nothing to do with nothing. A bunch of fucking Mexican guys asking him bullshit. They were probably Mauricio Suleiman's friends or cousins. Fucking giving him like fucking softball questions. That had nothing to do with anything to do with the franchise championship, even though that's like probably the biggest news in relation to the WBC that's happened, like, this month at least. Shit. Fucking reporters have no fucking backbone. But anyhow, Ness was pressing him up. He gave some bullshit answers. And I mean, like with both those fighters, like as far as Canelo and Lomachenko, their biggest opposition, like, or most immediate pressing set of opposition, which are coming from many fronts. In Canelo's case, more so because you got a lot of guys at 160 who could fight Canelo, such as Charlo and Andrade, whatever the fuck you want to call him. But those guys present real opposition to him, and he's just wafering around and fighting at other weight classes, all while avoiding these dudes. With Lomachenko's case, you have Devin Haney, who he got awarded the regular championship in 135, and Vasyl Lomachenko was awarded the franchise championship. But Devin Haney is making a case that he wants to fight Vasyl Lomachenko, so that they could be one champion in that division. And Bob Arum supposedly had said in an interview that he was dead on that, like, that he wasn't gonna award him with a Lomachenko fight because he wasn't signing with Top Rank. So that's the bullshit these dudes are playing. And I'm sick of this shit, man. I'm sick of boxing even before the shit went down. But you know what and I'm gonna get to this in a minute. I mean, I think that this is the reason I wanted to make this video. But as boxing fans, as real boxing fans, we should boycott all these dudes. See, like, as when we participate in group thinking, shit should work as follows. When these people are doing something for you or giving you a boon or some sort of concession, then yeah, you utilize them. I'm not gonna say honor them or are loyal to them. Fuck that. Like when these people like the WBC give you some sort of boon, or like the WBO, WA, who the fuck, PBC, fucking Top Rank, when they give you some sort of concession, that shit only lasts short term. Like in the past, I've heard a lot of good boxing channels like say like, oh well, the WBC don't play around like that, and then you look like assholes. Or I mean, I don't want to insult nobody, but then you kind of like look like you're gonna be in a state of like double talking because now the WBC is about to play you. Whether the WBC awards Deontay Wilder the franchise champion or not makes no difference. I mean, actually, it's a spit in the face. Um, Deontay Wilder getting the franchise championship means that somebody else from the heavyweight division is going to be awarded the regular championship, and that list is fucking whack. I mean, I'm not cool with the fact that they gave it to Charlo, like fucking and I have nothing against Charlo. I mean, I don't think he's like calling out Canelo as much as I would like, but and I don't think that Devin Haney should have got it at 135. I don't think that nobody should have got it, like the championship, because now could you unify with that fucking championship? You probably could. When they and like being that the promoters are all involved in this shit, whoever if and I'll get to this, like actually I'm gonna get to this now so I can make the video shorter. But in the heavyweight division, Eddie Hearn's already coming up with that fucking bag to throw at the WBC. They're gonna make Dillian Whyte more likely than not the champion in the fucking WBC. Like, I mean, that's why these people are awfully mum and haven't said shit regarding Dillian Whyte. I mean, and they're gonna have they're gonna have a argument to make because Dillian Whyte's been ranked number 1, whatever the fuck. And the list that follows after Dillian Whyte is Tyson Fury, I think followed by Luis Ortiz. Povetkin's now on, the number 4 on the last list that I read. The WBC website doesn't have the rankings up for the heavyweight division at the moment. I wonder why. Fucking, you're also going to have a case for Chisora moving up in that list. So, I mean, I don't know what's going to happen next. I mean, is there going to be an eliminator? Maybe. I mean, that eliminator might be fucking after Wilder fights Ortiz. So what's gonna happen more likely than not is that Ortiz is gonna move way down in that list, like after being ranked number 3, and after losing to Deontay Wilder, he's gonna move way down in that list, and they're gonna make more likely than not a Dillian Whyte fucking Povetkin part 3 as the eliminator, because Tyson Fury's not gonna fight for that belt. Or they're just going to outright fucking reward that belt to Dillian Whyte. They're just going to say that his suspension is a time served type deal where he's going to be suspended for 6 months, fight some fucking whoever. He's probably going to fight fucking Chisora, and they're going to make him the franchise champion. If not, they're just awarding the franchise champion. All right, these people don't give a shit about you. And that's going back to what I said about group thinking. We should be fucking boycotting these people outright. We should be advocating for our fighters more so, like with Jamal Charlo. He should have done that fucking WBC belt, man. Jamal Charlo like is a fucking letdown, to be frank. Like Jamal Charlo, like fucking he talks like fucking here and there, like or both the Charlos, honestly, they're fucking snapping at people, like fucking saying they want street fights with other fighters, like fucking Andrade. Like, I don't want to see a fucking street fight, bro. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing a street fight. But the chances of me fucking seeing you fucking street fight one of these dudes or you not getting arrested, I mean, like, that's corny, bro. Fucking fight the motherfuckers, like, and now Andrade being awarded the 160-pound championship, like, it does dick for me. Nothing. So now, like, he's not gonna fight any, like, Canelo's gonna avoid him, and he's holding out for fucking these whack fights that I don't want to see. Frankly, I mean, the only fight that outside of Canelo I want to see Charlo fight is fucking Andrade, and same shit with Devin Haney. I mean, like, now he's like fucking looking like fucking on the outside looking in. Like, I don't know who the fuck Devin Haney's gonna fight next. He's probably gonna hold out hope for a Lomachenko fight, which probably won't happen for like 3 or 4 years, if at all. So I mean, like, and I blame in large part the WBC. Like, I'll never big up the WBC, the WBA, the IBA, whoever the fuck. Fuck them all. Fuck all these motherfuckers. Like, and like I think a lot of people are gonna make videos like or the consensus is that they're gonna have a lot of bad shit to say about the WBC, like fucking and we're like good boxing channels. and it's almost like we're gonna be Johnny Come Lately. He's like fucking because we have been given the WBC slack because Deontay Wilder has been the champion at the WBC, and Deontay Wilder deserves to be like the Deontay Wilder is the only champion I respect nowadays. I mean, and he deserves everything he's gotten, but the WBC has not been favorable with Deontay Wilder. Like fucking on the eve of his mandatory with Brazil, they fucking give him a hard time about him saying that he wanted to body somebody in the ring. I don't give a fuck like what a motherfucker says outside the ring, especially when it comes to hurting their opponent. I don't give a shit. Like I don't care if he says that he's gonna kick the motherfucker in the ring. As long as he doesn't do it in the ring, who the fuck cares, bro? You could talk about somebody's fucking like whoever, like fucking. If that's the games you want to play, that's the game. Like like you want to get in a motherfucker's head in that fashion, so be it. But the WBC is like fucking sending out press releases that they're fucking not happy with Wilder saying that. Fuck y'all motherfuckers, bro. Like fuck the WBC, fuck the like fuck all these belts, man. I'm like what's gonna happen is that they want either they're gonna reward one of these clowns, fucking more likely Dillian Whyte, another bitch, fucking another fucking avoidance fighter with that WBC title, and they might fucking unify like fucking with Dillian Whyte, and if Joshua wins this fight against Ruiz, so they could have a fake fucking unified champ like out of one of these two fucking clowns, and they're both fucking clowns. I mean, like these dudes are avoiding all action, and the WBC is convoluting the issue. And I mean, honestly, it wasn't even a big deal because we didn't expect Lomachenko to fight anybody of substance anytime soon, and we're not gonna see like Canelo fight anybody of substance at the 160-pound weight limit. But it fucking sure as fuck is gonna muddle the issue for Deontay Wilder. I mean, like, and I'm surprised. Like, I haven't heard. I mean, I've been taking a break from YouTube, by and large, but I haven't heard a lot of people talking much about this. But there's gonna be some bullshit going down really soon. I mean, like and Wilder fighting Ortiz. I mean, is gonna help the WBC doing what they want to do, which ultimately is awarding one of these fucking people that doesn't deserve the WBC regular champion belt. It's gonna like I mean, if they made it some sort of eliminator between Ortiz and whoever, I'm fine with that. But I don't even feel right with Tyson Fury against fucking Dillian Whyte fighting for that eliminator. I don't feel them. I feel even less right that they'll award Tyson Fury with that belt for doing nothing, or fucking Dillian Whyte for doing nothing, for getting suspended. So there's some bullshit coming down the pipe, my people, and we should start fucking and like I think that they probably want Deontay Wilder to say fuck this, and I'm not paying with you guys no more. And a lot of these fucking bitch ass fucking Wilder hater fans, they're just gonna say like or make up a fucking story that sounds pleasant to their ears, saying that Deontay Wilder didn't want to fight this guy or that guy. All the while, like people in the heavyweight division, they're just gonna do what they've been doing, which is avoiding Wilder, a fucking long-standing champion. I don't give a shit if it's for fucking $1. There should be tons of people knocking on the fucking door of Wilder as we speak to get that fight, and they're not because they don't want that. Like, I mean, like, fucking, it's obvious to see. I'm pretty sure, like, even when Dillian Whyte was doing all that fucking hollering about wanting to fight with Wilder, that he probably would have not fought Wilder. Or they would have wanted to force that fight to happen in the UK for some fucking payola and some bullshit to go down, like, fucking, to try to give them every advantage. If they even wanted that fight, bro. I'm pretty sure, like, Wilder would have said, I'll take that action. And they would have came up with some fucking story that Dillian Whyte's a bigger sale than Wilder at that point. In 2017 and 18. And try to force for some fucking 50-50 for like some undeserving ass like fucking Dillian Whyte, or just try to not make that fight happen. Like try to change the narrative into making it seem like Deontay Wilder didn't want that fight then. I mean, and the same thing will happen if Deontay Wilder drops the belt. So we as boxing fans, real boxing fans, are in a catch-22. I mean, and it's fucking, it's not right. And we should start boycotting these motherfuckers, bro. Like, we should really, really push for the PBC, like fucking, who holds the most fighters on their roster, to make their own fucking goddamn belt. I mean, it's been suggested by Blood Boxing, and it's becoming. And shout out to Blood Boxing and boxing stat sheet. I think it's fucking. Just look for Blood Boxing, man. Like on retro boxing documentary. I'm sorry that I forgot like Blood Boxing news channel name, but Blood Boxing been speaking the truth about this stuff, that they should consolidate like fucking these WBC fighters and make a WBC belt, or like fucking or just somebody. I wish somebody just put up a bunch of money to fucking offer some sort of a super series. I mean, I doubt that's gonna happen in the heavyweight division, but it's better than what's happening now. Like fucking Deontay Wilder shouldn't be paying for these motherfuckers like the Suleimans or these other fucking non-American South American fucking federations to fucking send their kids to school. I mean, Wilder indicated as such, like with the as far as these belts, like taking money away from them for doing essentially nothing. I mean, he gave some sort of indication. I think he didn't want to get into hot water and go too deep into it. And a lot of the fighters that I've seen, like where they given their stance on it, haven't really gone in like that. Like Adrian Broner and Tank Davis says something, and I'm pretty sure they didn't want to step on the WBC's toes. But that shouldn't be the case. Fuck these motherfuckers, man. It's time for the PBC. Like, we have a lot of great fighters on the PBC. Like, we should just dead all these fucking belts, every one of them. Fuck them. They're not doing shit for us. And like, I don't think this is gonna happen because a lot of these fighters don't help the situation by fucking not fighting each other. Like fucking like the and when you're taking these fucking like this guy won't do nothing for my career, yet he's a champion. When you have that attitude, and then all of a sudden you're stuck and may not have nobody to fight, or may not have a good fight to, then that just takes the legs of any any argument that you want to post up as a fighter. And it's not that you're being avoided all the time. Like that, sometimes there are good fights for you to fight, fucking Charlo, and you don't take good fights, and fucking you're fighting the likes of Hogan. I don't want to see no fucking Hogan fight. That's a tough fight too. But nobody wants to see that shit. It's for nothing. You should have fought fucking Andrade. And Andrade's been avoiding you. I know this, man, but fucking force the issue. Like fucking and then go back to PBC and fucking say, yo, I'm junking this shit. Fuck these belts. Like, I'm not paying. If anybody like fights for a championship and don't come through me, you ain't a champ. Like fucking and then maybe Canelo will be forced to fight you. But these fighters take it's like a culture of avoidance, and then I'm not gonna fucking be advocating for your ass if you at any point have been avoiding action, like fucking period. And the only fighter who has distinguished himself and has not avoided action is fucking Deontay Wilder, period. I mean, and that whole fucking DAZN contract being offered to Wilder means dick to me, because that could have still happened, and AJ would not have fought in Wilder, or people would have lambasted if AJ would have fought Wilder after losing to Ruiz and knocked his head off, saying that he fucking got battered by Ruiz. So it was a lose-lose situation for Wilder, and he was better off doing what he's doing now and being a free agent, fighting on Showtime, immediately followed by fighting on Fox. I mean, that's a good thing. I mean, like, whoever he fights next, he's going to get paid. If it's Fury, if it's fucking AJ, if it's Ruiz. So, I mean, he'll make that money up. Like, I don't mind that shit. Like, fucking, he made the right decision by not going to DAZN to chase a Anthony Joshua fight, because they were going to play games like they've been playing games. Like, fucking, but it's, I mean, like, I'm hoping that immediately after this Luis Ortiz fight, which I'm not really pumped about, fucking, but I'm going to pay for it anyway because Wilder's my guy. But I want to see what happens next. I mean, hopefully, like, fucking Ruiz wins this next fight, which I see some bullshit going down. Fucking in that fight too, happening in a country like fucking that's not very favorable to fighters of this side of the world. Fucking in a stadium that has yet to be built. Like fucking, I haven't seen no pictures of it. Like fucking with this fight happening, the Rumble in the Dunes in Saudi Arabia. In a short 2 months from now, like I just sense some bullshit going down with that too. Fucking So I hope to God that fucking Al Heyman really engineers like for this fight between Wilder and hopefully Andy Ruiz, if he wins this fight, to happen ASAP. I mean, no ifs, ands, or buts about it, man. We can't leave it to these promoters to be snaking and engineering these moves to happen, because it's this is what happens. Like some bag of money that really didn't equate to much was thrown to the WBC and fucking and they made a move by like and with this franchise champion bullshit. Honestly, I think about it, and they probably gave the WBC in both those instances of making Canelo the franchise champion and Lomachenko the franchise champion. They probably paid them less than $1 million total to make those franchise champion moves. Like, if that's the case, I mean, like, fucking, I'm not saying that that's right and that you should fucking try to outbid that shit. But these are low level motherfuckers, bro. Like, you're being fucking pushed around, PBC, by low level motherfuckers, and and you're kind of at fault for all that stuff. You in a sense let this be. Like, it shouldn't be this way. Like, I mean, like maybe all that I'm saying now as far as these fighters junking these belts should have happened a while ago. It's gonna take several fighters. Honestly, it's not gonna be just Wilder, because Wilder junking the WBC belt is just gonna equate to a bunch of fucking piece of shit fucking media that are bought by a buffet at an occasional top rank fight to start making a narrative that Wilder ditched the WBC because he didn't want to fight fucking whoever the fuck. It's gonna take a Wilder and maybe Errol Spence and a couple of other cats to fucking to really pony up and say, enough is enough with this bullshit, and we're leaving the WBC and all these belts because of and like, that's it. And I mean, I don't give a shit, like, fucking if Wilder fights anything that's available to him on the PBC for the rest of his days, like, or whoever like fucking really mans up and wants to offer Wilder a fight, like, fucking and just chase that 50-0. Fuck it, bro. Like, these dudes ain't playing fair. Fuck them. You're still gonna get mad bread for chasing that 50-0. Imagine the fucking bread you're gonna get when you hit to 49-0, 50-0, whoever the fuck. You got enough people to fight. Like, fucking go fight Count Aki. Go fight fucking go tear off Dubois' head. Like, fucking start calling him out and say you want to fight him. Go fight Usyk. Like, fucking that's like 45-0 right there. Like, fucking or fight Fury if he grows balls. Like, talk shit about Fury, man. Like, stop honoring these dudes too, man. Like, fucking these dudes have avoided you outright. They avoided you. I mean, you should really be stating it as such. You know what I'm saying? Like, fucking if people want to say that they don't feel like Wilder beat Fury or that it wasn't a draw, all right, whatever. You feel that way, but really make a point of, like, stating the truth in that Fury doesn't want to face you. Didn't want to face you immediately after. Didn't want to face you in this next fight after that. And he's probably not going to face you now. Next. Fucking faking injuries. Like, I mean, like, like, it's bullshit. And honestly, like, when I, like, and this is not to real boxing fans. This is, like, to the brothers that watch this sport. We should really be, like, fucking pushing this not narrative. I mean, we should really be pushing this agenda. Like, fucking fuck the bullshit. Yo, these dudes be shitting on the brothers, like, fucking like with boxing, and it's been this way. Right now in the age of not new media, but media in general, or like the information age more so, and we have all this information that's available to us. The media is doing less and less to convince us, like, as far as the brothers, like, about, like, bullshit anymore. I mean, like, right now is the time, like, where we strike back, like, because this is a very fucking race-driven sport. This is the most race-driven sport, bar none, with boxing. And all sports are race-driven. And they do this shit to us in every fucking sport. And it's time that we strike back with this sport. At the end of the day, man, if these motherfuckers want to avoid Wilder, like, fucking, like, that, it is what it is. Let him get to 50-0, and throughout the laurels of time, they're gonna know that fucking Wilder was avoided, bro. Like that Wilder was that dude. Like fuck it, I'll take that. Like you can't like waste too much time like with dudes that are fucking that don't want it. If a motherfucker don't want it, he don't want it. That's it. Like you don't waste their time with that. That's like that fucking bitch ass motherfucker King Louis don't want it with me. Like fucking, so I don't waste my time talking to that her, bro. You know what I'm saying? So fucking and it like not I don't want to bring up jokes like fucking or joke ass motherfuckers, but it is what it is, man. Like stop wasting your time with fucking clowns, bro. Like, and these motherfuckers are playing us for the clowns. That's it, bro. Like fucking grab the reins of like fucking this shit. We really gotta get into group thinking. Stop bitching, bro, and stop fucking like being like the better man and like fucking getting slapped around and like putting your chin up every time it happens, man. Like enough's enough, bro. We should stop playing the victim with this shit. Fuck these dudes, bro. Fuck these motherfuckers, bro. Like fucking they already paint PBC as if it's some fucking black nationalist like fucking group or promotion. Like fuck them then. Like yo, let them have it, bro. Fuck it. I mean, that's not what it is, but I mean, if they want to paint it that way, it is what it is, man. Like stop caving into these motherfuckers, bro. Like fucking, they like it's ridiculous that we keep going through this, and like we're more informed now, and with this franchise championship bullshit that's gonna come down the pipe, it's worse. This is like one of the worst things that probably could have happened potentially as it relates to Wilder, who's the fighter that's looking for the action the most in boxing. So now this is gonna go down with Wilder. It's gonna affect him the most negatively, and we just gotta suck it up and like roll out and like fucking plan for the next one. That's bullshit. We shouldn't be doing that, bro. Like fucking, I mean, and frankly, if PVC like, or if we feel that this is group thinking at play, if we feel that PVC didn't help Wilder in this instance, which I don't think they've done all they could with Wilder to help him in these instances, like fucking yo, then fuck them too, bro. Like fucking like me. This is group thinking at their worst. You're not loyal. You shouldn't be loyal to any goddamn body. Like anybody. Like if these people provide a service for you, like, and they did something for you this month, then that shit is only good for this month. Like next month, what are you doing for me now? Like you know what I'm saying? Like fucking, if they play you next month, then fuck them. We get too swayed swayed. We get swayed very easily by these little crumbs that these motherfuckers be throwing at us here and there. By Bob Arum saying that fucking Bud Crawford wants to fight with Errol. I mean, yeah, like go like then make it happen, bro. Like fucking like just say like Crawford's gonna fight this fight for X, or like that I'll put up this much money like for that fight to happen. And a lot of the times the shit that they're throwing at us, like or any concessions that they're throwing at the brothers like fucking who watch this sport, who love this sport, who fucking carry this sport, are crumbs ultimately, bro. Like fucking, we gotta stop being battered women, bro. Like fucking, or battered wives. Like fucking, we gotta really grab the reins of this fucking sport, bro, because it's really sickening me. And I most times want to not fuck with the sport, but frankly, I'm a fucking addict, bro. I love boxing. I love watching boxing. I can watch boxing all fucking day. I come home from work at night and I watch, and if they have a UK card on like last week, I watch boxing the whole fucking day and go to work tired, bro. And it's like, and I mean, it's always been clowns that have run the sport. And now that I'm more informed than ever, because I never, like, I'm from the hood. I never had fucking the internet. We ain't have a house phone till I was like fucking 14 years old. But I'm more informed now. And, now that I know what's what, like, and how this business really works and really works against the brothers, man, it's bullshit, bro. Real bullshit. And I mean, like, it's bullshit for them to be doing it, for sure. But it's also bullshit if we eat it up and take this shit, man. Because, I mean, enough's enough, bro. With that, I'm out, man. I'm a little long-winded in what I said. If you don't think a Puerto Rican motherfucker should be speaking on some shit with brothers, bro, I don't give a fuck. I grew up around more brothers than you. My brother, my blood brother, is a fucking brother. My grandfather was a brother. My fucking cousins are brothers. I'm the only fucking white cat or looking cat in my fucking in the whole fucking clone Sierra bloodline. Like fucking eat a dick. Like fucking I've been through more of this shit than you if you fucking if you have your nose up in the air about anything the fuck I'm saying, like fucking in relation to that shit, bro. Like fucking tell me when you see me at one of these fights and we could talk about it. it is what it is. Besides that, don't be hitting me with no messages about you don't like the way I talk, bro. I'm not here for your ass. Like fucking, I mean, if you ain't no hoe that I'm trying to fucking uh, uh, talk to, which I'm a married man, like fucking so I mean that's not my type of party. Like yo, you don't gotta be telling me shit about nothing. Like fucking, if you do and you see me, like like then we'll talk about it when you see me. But don't be hitting me on no internet shit. Like fucking, I don't like doing shit on the internet. Fuck you. Like fucking, it is what it is too. Like fucking, that's it, bro. That's all my time, bro. As always, I'm your five player. Peace and love. Like fucking shout out to my man Michael Johnson, Boxing Talking More. As always, please subscribe to him. Shout out to Lowe's Dawkins the P. Those are the only channels that I go live on. Shout out to fucking the welfare recipient, car thieving, fucking burglar, King Louis. Subscribe to him if you want to fucking hear hood dribble and fucking non-points about boxing, or for the perspective from a boxing fan who just started watching boxing 2 years ago, or wanted to make buddies on the internet, so he started watching boxing. You want to get your boxing perspectives from clowns, then fucking please subscribe to King Louis. Who else? That's it, bro. Fucking peace.